Good day, Rio Grande City GRUISD students, parents, family, and community members. Here we are in our second episode in our podcast, making history once again, hearing from our students, the voices of our students that we are showcasing and highlighting. So welcome to this educational insight with RGCGISD podcast. Today we have a special episode featuring our incredible Millionaire readers who are our students in our district. With us today, we have Ms. Brenda Carmona, principal of General Ricardo Sanchez Elementary. Good morning.
Good morning.
We have Sofia Carmona, student at General Ricardo Sanchez Elementary. We have Giovanni Rangel Cantu, also from General Ricardo Sanchez Elementary. Good morning, mijo. We have Victor Gonzalez from Ace Middle School.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome. Rebecca Martinez from Ace Middle.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome. Kayla Garcia from Preparatory for Early College.
Good morning.
Good morning. Very good. And we have our co-host, Raul Portillo from Rio Grande City Gruya ISD.
Good morning.
Awesome, sir. Well, welcome, everyone. Are y'all excited to be here with us this morning?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, the Millionaire Reader Program highlights the achievement of students who have really gone above and beyond to read 1 million or more library books and words throughout. We are super proud of each and every one of you. Let's dive in and learn more about the importance of this initiative that we have in our district, promoting literacy, fostering the love for reading amongst our students. Literacy, as we know, boys and girls, is a foundation to education. We hold it very dearly. We want to extend a heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you who went above and beyond in reading over 1 million or 2 words throughout our district. You all were selected as the highest readers in your campuses, so we are super proud of each and every one of you. Your commitment to reading is not just impressive, it's inspiring, it's sensational. Reading opens the doors to knowledge, creativity, and critical thinking. Throughout our district, we had 47 students who reached the 1 Millionaire Reader last year. So we are super proud of each and every one of them. And with us today, we have the principal of General Ricardo Sanchez, Ms. Brenda Carmona, who had the most students who read the 1 million words or more. So we are super proud of all of our students, Ms. Carmona, throughout our district. But there's students out there, there's, teachers and people that want a little bit more information about this district initiative that we have going. So let me ask you the first question. Congratulations, Mrs. Carmona, on having the most Millionaire readers in your school. What strategies or initiatives did you implement to make sure and encourage your students in becoming Millionaire readers?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having us here. We are very excited to showcase our students and have been chosen as the campus that had the most Millionaire readers. I am an avid reader. I love reading, and I foster it everywhere I go, from my home personally, and also to my students in my campus and even my staff members. So last year, I did have a goal for my campus to have the most Millionaire readers, which we met. But I remember at the beginning of the year, I did announce to my kids, let's reach for 10. Let's surpass the previous year's goal and reach for 10. And I started with, it was our GRSE Reading Literacy Initiative. And I just wanted kids to read. But not only read, I encouraged novels. My kinder first, graders, that's fine if you get the simple books, but I needed my second graders to get into the chapter books, the thin chapter books, and then my third, fourth, and fifth graders to target the novels. So I kept expressing it every week through announcements. And when we got going with AR, every second Friday, every 2 weeks, I'd give an update. So that encouraged the kids to hear their names and see where they're at. After the first 6 weeks, we already had 100,000 errors. So I'd report, so-and-so, you're at 200,000, great job. And, in second place, we have so-and-so, and they're at 100,000. And that built a momentum for the campus. So then by the time you knew it, in December, I had about 20 kids over the 500,000 mark. And it was amazing to see, the feedback from kids reading and walking with novels, getting excited about it. We started our Millionaire wall in the hallway. So as soon as the kids became millionaires, they'd go up on that famous Millionaire wall. So they loved seeing that. That encouraged more kids. So it's kind of like a ripple effect that encouraged more kids to read and want to hear their names announced and to be on that wall. I also gave incentives. I know our district gave incentives for millionaire readers that they would get their earbuds. But as a campus, I wanted to also give them a gift card. They would get a gift card of their choice. So we did hand out Roblox gift cards because that's what the students are into, or Amazon gift cards as long as they became a millionaire. So they were very excited with that. And by the time April came around, we had a total of 16 that met it. So we surpassed our 10 and we met a total of 16 millionaire readers. And they were all very excited. We had second graders, we had our first grader also. And it was just, amazing to see a goal that we initiated at the beginning and come to fruition at the end of the year. So, but it was little strategies here and there, and it targeted, a small group of kids, and it went from one to the next. For a while, first semester, I did have a group of kids that were just so into reading novels that I kind of like adopted them. And after school, a few times we did have like a little book club on that one book. So I purchased it for them, and we just had a good time just reading it. And that helped take off the momentum for some kids that needed that push, because sometimes it's daunting to have to read a novel because they get like, oh, that's a lot. But once we did it together, it took off like, oh, I can do this. And then they started, on their own. I just had to give that little push. But it was amazing.
Wow, those are great strategies. Yes. So, that's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ms. Carmona, I'm going to ask you a second question. How does reading often lead to improved literacy skills and a broader knowledge for the students?
So it fosters a whole realm of knowledge that, our kids are probably, not accustomed to. So when they go to school, they go to class, they go to their reading class, and they're learning the everyday skills that are needed. But when you're in reading novels for the love of reading, when the students are doing it out of their own will to partake and participate in reading a novel on their own, it's just a different way to reel them in to the instructional piece. And I think that as educators, we need to be strategic in how we ensure that our kids are well-rounded. They go to school, they learn the skills that are required of them to learn, but at the same time, how else can we empower them? How else can we target vocabulary development? And this is, by fostering this reading initiative and getting them to read more novels, it is helping improve their vocabulary development, and which is obviously vocabulary development is vital for their overall education. I always tie it into, the growth as a campus, where are we headed, and the educational developments of our students. Last year, for example, something that was new to not only our teachers, but our students was, our reading test changed, the STAR. So now the students had to not only read passages and answer the questions, which is basic comprehension, but they had to write. Reading novels and being exposed to all the variety of vocabulary terms that they're reading through enables them to question, what does this mean? What does that mean? And then that grows their knowledge. And in retrospect, they turn that around so that when they take their assessments, or if they're anywhere else in that matter in life, they're able to communicate better because they have a deeper understanding of the common words, vocabulary words, or, higher vocabulary terms that they may not otherwise know. So it has shown improvement. They're able to respond in a more deeper way and connect with the reading through their writing. So it has improved overall. It helped last year, and it's going to continue to help this year, because the goal now this year for our campus at Sanchez Elementary is to get 20 or more millionaires. So that is this year's goal, and I'm going to target vocabulary development just a little bit more, having already gone through last year and how the assessments are different in our state, so that it can help our students more.
Yes, like me, myself, I have some siblings that go to Sanchez, and I always sit down with them being like, okay, time to do your homework, because they don't not want to do their homework. and then they do their root words, they do all the things, and I'm like, okay, you can go play whatever.
Nathan, right?
Yes.
Yes.
He sometimes gets home and he's like, can I go play on the PlayStation? I'm like, okay, no, do your homework.
Do
And I'm like,
homework
okay.
first. Yes, it's always very important. I know I'm a mother, so when my girls get home and they do their work and they know the second they say, "Can I go play?" or God forbid they say, "I'm bored," it's like get a book because you're always gonna benefit. You're always gonna learn something new, benefit from reading something or the other. Either you're gonna learn about world issues through a newspaper or or through a book. If you can't travel, you're traveling through a book, but regardless you're gonna learn something, and that's very important.
So, Victor, I understand that last year you were in the Battle of the Books, the contest that we had here in the district, and you were the champion for our district, and you moved on to the Region 1 Education Service Center for the championship over there in regionals. So that's an outstanding accomplishment. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. Can you tell us about your reading journey and how you became a millionaire reader?
So it all started when I was younger, when I had a goal set, like whenever I was in second grade. I wanted to keep on reading ever since. And when I got to third grade, I tried to get the most points out of everyone. Sadly, I became second place, but fourth grade, I pushed myself extremely hard, and I reached my goal of 1 million words. And so on to fifth grade, I also met 1 million words. And what inspired me to reach 1 million words was when I was younger, I wanted to become a doctor, and I knew that in college you were going to need to read a lot. So knowing that, when I was younger, I pushed myself to read as much as I could, and that's all.
Wow, Victor. So you've been a millionaire reader 2 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
That's sensational. Proud of you.
Thank you.
So also, when you went to Region 1 last year and competed at the regional level, did you have a great experience?
Yes, a wonderful experience.
Did you get to meet anyone special?
Yes, in the regional meet, I met an author for an amazing book called Lion on Mars.
Wow, and what was the book about?
It was about this boy named Bell. He was in a civilization on Mars. He got drafted to Mars ever since he was younger. There's these civilizations that are fighting for resources, and like all throughout Mars there's different civilizations, like the France civilization, the Russian civilization, the US civilization. And ever since I got drafted to Mars, there's these people down from Earth that are sending them the necessary resources to build the civilization. And the main protagonist, Bell, he's overcoming obstacles throughout the story, like hazardous waste on Mars, like different dust storms and tornadoes, a bunch of different stuff, including an underground passageway to the different civilizations that he stumbles upon. And that's pretty much about it.
Wow. So, Victor, if there's ever an opportunity in the future, would you want to go visit Mars?
That would be a wonderful experience, sir. Honestly.
All right. Now, you said you got to meet the author of that book. Did you ask him any unique questions?
Not really. I just expressed to her my feelings about how I felt about the book. I told her that it was an amazing book, honestly. I read it like once or twice because it was a book from the Battle of the Books that I had to read, so I needed to memorize the questions and go through it over and over again. And it was a wonderful experience.
Well, on behalf of our school district, we want to congratulate you, for representing us last year and having those experiences of a lifetime, right?
Yes.
So congratulations, Victor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So, Giovanni, can you tell us how your reading journey and how you became a millionaire reader?
It all started when I was in second grade, the first time I got Millionaire. I was so happy. So then when I got to third grade, I wanted to do it again. And I did it. And I got into field trips and all that to have fun because on my accomplishment. And then now that I'm in fourth grade, I'm gonna try and reach that goal once again. So I wanted to read again because I read this one book called The Hunger Games. It was basically about this little girl that was this little sister, and she had a big sister. The little sister got chosen to be in like some kind of war with like dripstick, like District 1, District 2, District 3, District 4, and all the way to 12. And they were in District 12. And the little sister got picked. But then the big sister didn't want her to get picked because she felt like she would die in the war, basically. So then the big sister wanted to volunteer for her. And then that was a girl's turn. And then there would be a boy's turn. And then there was just one boy that got chosen. And they got chosen into the war. They would choose their weapons for the war. And once they got into battlefield, there'd be swords in the middle and all those types of weapons. But the big sister didn't want to go to middle because it would be too risky. So she went into the wilderness to craft herself the bow and arrow that she chose. So she crafted herself a bow and arrow and looked for her other partner, District 12. But her other partner from District 12 with another team right now. He was with District 7 and 6. And they were teaming up to kill everybody in the war. District 12 won. And this is why it encouraged me to push forward and read more books and get Millionaire again.
That's amazing. So all these details, will help you in many ways, right? Especially like in your creative writing. So you know so many details about that book. Congratulations, that's awesome. Becky, so for the next question, reading over 1 million words is an impressive accomplishment. How did you manage to balance your reading goals with your school activities and responsibilities?
Well, basically, in class, we would have some free time, so I would take that to my advantage, and I would read any book that I had. I was usually reading the Harry Potter series because it's my favorite.
Kaylee, so I have the same question for you. How do you balance your reading with your after-school activities and responsibilities?
I think time management is a very serious thing. I'm in a lot of after-school activities. I'm in mariachi and I play tennis. So time management is very important to me. I usually find time to read when I get home and I finish all my homework and I take a shower and everything. And I just, right before I go to bed, I usually read for about 30 minutes to an hour just to, get it out of my system because I read for pleasure and I absolutely love reading. I also find time in reading. I take the bus in the morning, so I read in the bus. That's kind of weird. It's not weird, but I love reading, so I will read in the bus. Usually whenever we have free time in class or we just I finish my work early, I will just start reading instead of going on my phone or something. And yeah, that's usually when I find time to read.
So what is your favorite book?
My favorite book is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. It is based in the early 1800s in Shanghai, and it is about these rival gangs who the heirs of the rival gangs, they hate each other, and there's this bigger force, so they must work together to beat this bigger force. And that's just the beginning of the book. I can't spoil it for you.
Excellent. Sophia, many students aspire to become avid readers just like you. What advice would you give those who want to improve their reading habits and become millionaire readers?
I want kids to read like how I read, so they could pick out a book that they like and they could just read it at home on their bed or couch and they could travel from there. And I want them to read books that they like because being on your phone can rot your brain, and reading helps you get more smarter and gives you more knowledge. And the books that I really like are history and fiction books.
Now, earlier you mentioned about mystery books. What about mystery? Are they your favorite books too?
I also like mystery books because they keep me intrigued. And I like the book Long Lost because it's very intriguing, and me and my mom would fight over it. Because I would want to read, but then she would want to read, and I would say no.
Giovanni, I know you wanted to say a few words about this too. So what message do you have for other students?
If you're a beginner, I would suspect you to read small books, and once you have those knowledge in your head, you go to the novels. And once you read the novels, you can go to more novels, and then you can have a lot of words. by reading all those novels.
Excellent. That's great suggestions that you have for our students in Rio Grande City, GRUI-ISD.
So Victor, you also wanted to answer this question of how many students aspire to become avid readers like you, and what advice would you give these other students?
So, when I was younger, I would eventually, in second grade, I would work my way up from 20 minutes to 30 minutes to eventually fifth grade to an hour. And I think that doing that can inspire kids to become a wonderful reader, and it can help them in the future to get wonderful jobs, because I inspire to become a doctor, and you need a lot of reading and information about different words and genres to become wonderful at reading and to become a great person in life. Personally, I want to change this world in medical services, and that's all.
All of you have amazing stories that you've shared this morning. So on behalf of our school district, our school board of trustees, and myself, we want to thank each and every one of you, for being open and, sharing your vision, sharing your thoughts to the rest of our school district and our community. So thank you. I just wanted to share one last comment too. Just like your teachers and your principals give you some homework and initiatives, as a superintendent, I give my principals some homework too. We engaged in reading books this summer, and we just finished reading and hosting our last Leadership Academy, and we were reading the Hacks of Leadership, that gives principals ideas and strategies on how to be better prepared at the campus level to motivate and inspire the students in our district. So we too are learning just like you. You're never too old to learn, right? Or to read. So, we will continue. We'll be starting our second book study very soon. So, great job. And, we hope to continue doing it with our principals as well. At this time, I'd like to thank our director here at Central Office, Ms. Nidia Benitez, who has spearheaded this district initiative of our Millionaire Readers. Every year she's been organizing, meeting with principals, coming up with some district initiatives, and I know that she's already started up for this year. So you principals will be getting more information as to, how we're going to go ahead and promote and recognize the students that we have. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, congratulations. Keep up your sensational work. We're super proud of your accomplishments. As superintendent of Rio Grande City GRUI-ISD, we would like to congratulate all of our students in our district for taking this step of becoming millionaire readers. We commend each and every one of you. Last year, like we mentioned, we had 47 of our students throughout the district. This year, we want to double that number. So we challenge each and every one of you students out there at Rio Grande City GRUI-ISD to continue to embrace the world of books. From within those pages lies the power to shape a brighter future for yourselves and our community. Thank you, and we look forward in listening and hearing from you in the future. Stay tuned for episode number 3 next week.